Before I discuss the topic of this video, there are a couple of things I need to disclaim about this film before carrying on. And I probably will for every video of this series where I criticize each aspect of this live action film. How to Train Your Dragon 2025, right? One, the live action film is actually good, alright? It's good. Matter of fact, it's probably even great. It's just, if we're comparing this live action, which I will, to the animated counterpart, which is How to Train Your Dragon 1/2010, yeah, the live action falls flat in almost practically every way possible. There are barely, if not any, improvements in the live action that makes it worth watching over the animated version. My opinion. Which is the next point. All of this is my opinion. All of this is my opinion. So please, no slander. Don't insult me for my opinions. We're all allowed to have opinions, alright? Whether you like this film or not, we're all allowed to have our own thoughts of this film and any other films out there. Third point, I'm not trying to convince those who enjoys this live action film, I'm not trying to convince any of them, or any of you, to hate it. Or tell y'all it's bad. No. That's not my objective for this series. I'm just letting out my frustrations and explaining things I don't like about the live action film, alright? Fourth point, I'm not trying to hate this film. I'm not scrutinizing this film, alright? Matter of fact, opposite. I'm trying to love this film. Genuinely, I am trying to love this film. The first film, How to Train Your Dragon 2010, it has a huge impact in my life. It means a lot to me. Favorite film of all time. Not just animated film of all time. Period. Second film, I love it too. Not as much as the first film, but I still love it. Gift of the Night Fury, which is the 2011 Christmas special, I love it too. I love it. Haven't watched any of the series, maybe one day I will. How to Train Your Dragon 3, I hate it. Completely despise that film. Completely. I hate it. It's a disgrace to the series, in my opinion. And How to Train Your Dragon Homecoming, it's better than the third film, but the effects lingers here from the third film, so it leaves sort of a bad taste because it reminds me of the stupid ass decision made in the third film. Ugh. And the fifth, final point. No hate to anyone who were working on this film. Whether it be actors, the director, the producers, the set designers, the animators, no one. No hate to anyone. I have no reason to hate them. You have no reason to hate them. You have no reason. The only people you can blame for the live action remake is Universal. They're the ones who wanted the live action How to Train Your Dragon film. Not the director. Actually, the director openly admitted saying he sees live action remakes as a lazy rehash. But he didn't say about the How to Train Your Dragon live action, just saying in general. And they offered him the role as director. And if he denied the role of being a director, the same director for previous How to Train Your Dragon films, Universal will have just picked another director to direct How to Train Your Dragon live action, who would have likely bastardized that IP, right? And you can also blame the casting department for I will talk more about that when I talk about each and individual member of the gang. Actually, that's a good segue to start this video. So, before I carry on, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hopefully enjoy this video. If not, you're welcome to dislike, and you're welcome to leave. Alright? I mean it. Let's begin. So, the gang. When I say the gang, I'm referring to Hiccup, Astrid, Fishlegs, Snotlout, and the twins, which is Tough Nut, Rough Nut, right? I'll talk more about Hiccup in the next video, where the video is focused primarily on Hiccup and Toothless. Just for this video, I'll talk about the 5 other members of the gang. I'm not gonna say the gang because they don't have a proper group name. Maybe Dragon Riders, but isn't everyone after this film a Dragon Rider? So that doesn't make sense. So, anyways, I'm just gonna be straight up honest. I don't like any of them, the actors. Not because of anything personal. All right, it's not like I hate the actors for who they are or what they've done in the past or off screen. No. I don't know any of them. I don't know any of them. All of them, except maybe Hiccup, don't really do a good job on displaying their characters. They don't capture the spirit of their characters. They don't look like their characters, even though they share a minute amount of resemblance. But other than that, there are better choices. Without a doubt, there are better choices. And the other thing, their voices. I can't blame them really, because the voices in the 2010 film, all of them are iconic and distinct, as well as their mannerisms. You could watch the 2010 film blindfolded. I'm not kidding, blindfolded, which I wouldn't recommend because you're gonna miss out the scenes, Forbidden Friendship, Romantic Flight, Test Flight, the final battle, etc. But what I mean is, you could tell who's who just from hearing the voices. Easily. Here, this could just be me, but it felt like they didn't have enough screen time compared to the 2010, yet at the same time they had too much screen time. That's odd. And also my biggest critique is there are lots of moments where they felt like they were reading off a script during the scene, right? So rather than deliver a performance, they deliver lines. What I mean is, sometimes, well actually a lot of times in this film, their facial expressions are neutral. Their body movements feel off and artificial in a way, especially comparing to the animated version. And each and every member of the gang, I swear, they always stick to one emotion for their character. So for Hiccup, he's always has a flustered expression. Astrid, always chill. Fishlegs, confused. Tough Nut, Rough Nut, they're mad, but they're not doing anything about it. Or doing anything due to their mad state, angered state, which is weird. And who's the other one? Snotlout, I don't know, man. He's just there. He's just there. He tries to act annoying, but he doesn't. And for the fact he's doing a terrible job at acting annoying, he is then therefore annoying. Reverse psychology there. Right now, let's talk about each and individual character of the gang, starting with Hiccup, played by Mason Thames. I think he's a good actor. By the way, every actor here are great actors. I'm going to say that right now. All of them are great actors. Maybe not top-notch David Day-Lewis type level actors, but they're great. They're actors. They can get the job done. It's just when they're portraying their characters, it doesn't yell their characters. What I mean is, when Mason Thames is acting like Hiccup, it doesn't I'm not convinced you are Hiccup, my guy. You're not him. And I don't mean it in a rude way. I have a hard time believing you are my childhood hero. You are my childhood idol. That's a bit too much, but you know what I'm saying. Hiccup is lots of people's childhood idol, especially for Gen Zers, which I'm among one of. He does a great job at acting, but just not a great job at being Hiccup. He speaks like him, speaks like him. He doesn't have the iconic voice, but he does have some bits of the mannerisms. of Hiccup. I think the problem is he acts too awkward in the film, while Hiccup in the 2010, he's awkward but lovable and sassy. Sassy. That's one of the issues. Hiccup in 2010, to Hiccup in the live action, not very sassy. He takes too many punches without striking back or having a cheeky remark. So I think Mason thinks he's a good actor for Hiccup, no doubt. It's just, maybe there should have been a couple more takes, and he should have... Some of this could be blamed on the director for not having the actor fully prepared for the role. Like, yeah, it's partially to blame the director. But still, I hope he performs better in the sequel remake, How to Train Your Dragon 2 live action, which is, I think, rumored to come out in 2027. Maybe. I'm guessing 2028. But we'll see. So Hiccup, he's alright here. I'll talk a lot about him in the next video. Now, Astrid. Played by Nico Parker. Once again, great actress. She's actually the actress who played Sarah Miller in the Last of Us show, Season 1. She played as her. She did a great job. So, great actress. She's not Astrid. She is not Astrid. I don't blame her performance only. I also blame the script. Alright, I blame the script for a multitude of reasons. Alright, 1. What was that dining hall scene? Why is she in so... Alright, in the 2010 version, the dining hall scene, where all the gang and Galber are, eating. Hiccup comes in and sits alone at the table, and Galber places a book of dragons, and the description of each and every one of them, or at least all of them, they tracked and studied. Everyone left, except Hiccup and Astrid. When Hiccup approached Astrid saying, "Oh, we can read the book together," all Astrid said is, "Read it." Not read it, read it. She read it. She read the book, and she left. 2 words, read it. In the live action, she just went ham at Hiccup's ass. Oh, wait, she just insulted him. Why is she rude? She said to Hiccup, I think she said she read it. I don't remember why she continued talking to Hiccup. She kept saying something like, "I like your house, Hiccup." She didn't say his name. She's too cool for that, apparently. "I like your house. One day, I will be chief of Burke and have your house." Shut your tight ass up. Shush. You can be the greatest Viking of all time. You can be a legend. Alright? But you can't go against the rule of being a chief in anywhere. To be a chief, you have to be related to the chief. Whether it be a child of the chief, which Hiccup is, so he's gonna be the chief one day. A sibling, a nephew/niece, any of those. Maybe, a partner, your wife could be chief if you die, maybe. But it can't just go on. You can't pass the title chief to anyone else. You can't. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. So I don't know why they gave. When I say they, I mean the people behind this film. I'll say the director who wrote the script. Don't know why he had to change her Astrid's ambitions here. Why? In the 2010 version, she wants to be a Viking. Period. She takes the training, dragon training. I think the live action is called Trial of Fire, which is a cool name. Only improvement of the live action, Trial of Fire, rather than dragon training. I don't know. She takes dragon training to become a Viking. Alright, simple, but believable. Live action, she wants to be a chief. Hate to disappoint you, but that ain't possible. That's not going to be possible. And I know why they changed her ambitions to it. I know why. You know why. We're not going to discuss about it. other than kind of lame. Why? Why? Is this your way of trying to make her cool, badass by having these ambitious goals of I want to be a chief? Here's the other sad part about Astrid here. She's less badass in the live action in comparison to the 2010 version. Her intro is one of them. In 2010, the first time we see her is when Hiccup talks about. I don't remember what Hiccup was talking about. All I just remember is Astrid tosses in the intro of the film. Astrid tosses a bucket of water onto the flaming house or whatever. Turns around, her hair flaming her hair swirling back to the back of her head as a blaze of fire erupts behind her, giving her a badass sexy shot. Oh, her walking in slow motion like a boss. Oh, and then the rest of the gang coming in the screen. That was badass. That was sick. Live action, she swings on a rope to a roof and tosses the water in the fire, and that's it. Wow, you're so cool. You're so. Is that what she did? She did that, but I don't think there was a blazing ball of fire behind her and her walking in slow motion. Nah, there wasn't. She was just lame. She's just meh here. I don't know why. She's all bark but no bite. Whereas here in the 2010 version, she biting. So many lines I'm saying. Off context sounds wrong. And here's one thing that honestly bothered me about Astrid. She's rude in the live action, right? She's not rude in the 2010 version. She's actually, believe it or not, as stern as she may be, as rough as she may be, and threatening, she's actually aside of fish legs, she's the nicest towards Hiccup. She is. She's the first to believe in him. She never insulted him, and when she does, it's out of frustration. Like when in the final dragon training lesson, when it's just Astrid and Hiccup. Astrid says, "Don't kill the dragon. He's mine." And when Hiccup does take down the dragon, and Astrid gets pissed and saying, "Oh, you son of a troll, skunk, witch, whatever." Can you blame her? Imagine you training your whole life to become a Viking, and then you started losing to an inadequate loser. You'd be pissed too. You'd be pissed too. So in the animated version, valid to be pissed. Valid. And not once has she ever insulted Hiccup. Never. Never have. Even if you look at the deleted scene where the grindstone deleted scene, she's nice to him there, where they have like an actual conversation. Or even the dining hall, before Gobber tosses the book on the table, when he asks, "Where did Hiccup go wrong?" I think it was Tufman who said, "He showed up." And then right after, Astrid replied to Gobber saying his formation or his strategy was bad. That's an actual right answer. She's nice. Actually nice. And after romantic flight, she's bubbly around Hiccup. She's sweet. Couple goals. Look at the second and third film. Third film, questionable. Second film, everything that every man wants. A lovely, charming, bubbly girlfriend. Or fiancé. Don't remember. Anyways, live action. What does Hiccup see in you to be in love? You're just rude. You're just mean. For no reason other than, I guess, to look cool. Did Hiccup do something to you? Did he urinate in your bowl of cereal one day? Hey, what happened? You're just rude. I don't. Why? I don't like that about Astrid. Don't like. You ain't Astrid. You're Astrid. Yeah, that's for sure. Once again, no hate to the actress, hate to the character and how she was displayed here. All right. No hate, no harassment as well. Y'all are brutal with online harassment. God damn. Oh, and here's one other thing I want to add about Astrid. There is one scene related to her that got me dying laughing. And I think I laughed the hardest. Like out of all the How to Train Your Dragon projects, I laughed the hardest here because of one scene. In the first dragon training level, when the gang has to take out the Grunkle, I'll talk about the dragon designs in the upcoming videos, right? One of them. Where like they have to get the shield and block his fire blast or something. When it was just Astrid and Hiccup left in the live action, you know, when Hiccup is hiding behind the barack and saying, "Brack or Barack?" I don't remember. Hiding behind the wooden fence or something, and he's saying, "Oh, I guess it's just us." And Astrid said, "Nope, just you." Hold. Right. Oh, pretend this is the shield, right? Pretend that's a shield. She's on one side of the arena, and on the left side is the shield, okay? What she's supposed to do is boom, shield. She got the shield. You know what she does instead? Was it a shield or an axe? I don't remember. I think it was I don't remember. I think it was a shield. Because no way she'd be performing in a live action. Goddamn. Alright, this is Astrid, yeah? You know what she does? Goddamn cartwheels and flips to the shield. The Grunkle is legit flying in the air, looking like, what you doing? She's flipping, styling to the shield. I was laughing so hard. Like, why? Why should you just run to the shield? You want to be a chief? You want to be a chief? Meanwhile, you're flipping to the shield. Just run. Just run. Just run. Oh. By the way, I rewatched the 2010 version right after watching the live action. She actually does perform a cartwheel in the first training level, right? The same segment as live action. But instead of cartwheeling to the shield like a maniac, she cartwheels away from Snotlout just when the Grunkle blasted a fireball at him. So she cartwheeled as a way to dodge. And in the exact same scene, in the live action, where she began flipping and cartwheeling the live action. Wait. I'm confused. Where am I? Oh, in the animated version, the same scene where Astrid began cartwheeling, like, you know, she replied to Hiccup in the live action, began cartwheeling. In the animated version, she dodged. Like, after she said, "Nope, just you," she dodged. Or I think she ran. Dodge or ran. Either way, makes sense. I don't know why. I don't know. Why did they make her cartwheel in the live action? Why is she doing unnecessary flips? I think she does plenty more flips in the live action. Useless. You know what? Why it's so funny? It reminds me of this one video. I think it was like, what, African Try Not to Laugh? Or African Edition, something like that. And I just remember, in one of the low-budget films, yeah? One of the clips, there's like some like antagonist coming, and it's like a Terminator, alien, xenomorph type of antagonist. And there's just like this guy who's standing by the stone fence. You know what he does? He randomly does a backflip, and then kicks the bags of sand or bags of rice or beans to the monster. What was that backflip for? Same reaction for Astrid cartwheeling to the shield in live action. What was that for? You didn't get style points, you got goofy points. Well, I'm getting lightheaded from laughing. The helmet. Ugh. And lastly, well, actually, two last things. One, her character doesn't really change throughout the live action. She doesn't have the symbolic hair strand like in the animated version. You know, in the animated version, she had a strand of hair going down her left eye, symbolizing her mind, her worldview is closed, and her opinions on dragons are like solidified, and like the truth is unveiled to her. And then during romantic flight, her hair strand goes back, symbolizing that she's now being introduced to the truth, what dragons really are. She's seeing the whole world, what it truly is, how big it is, how beautiful it is. That's beautiful symbolism, which never occurred in the live action, unless it is one tiny ass strand of hair that no one could notice. That's barely noticeable, right? In the animated version, she is loud and openly frustrated. She yells and stuff, right? Swinging her axe, or actually shouting at someone. Live action, she's chill. Chill. One of the scenes that I will compare both Astrids is when, right before Astrid encounters Toothless, when Astrid folds Hiccup's hand back and he's on the ground. He's on the ground. And in the 2010 version, Astrid says this. That's for... Wait, what does he say? As he folds his hand, that's for lying to me. He's on the ground. And then she says, pooh! And that's for everything else. In the live action version, she folds his hand back. This is how she sounds like. That's for lying to me. And that's for everything else. No. Come on. You could give a better performance than that. Did you even watch the animated version? Come on. Even the director said, alright, act chill, act relaxed here. Nah, stand up, point fingers, and say, no. She yells that moment. She's frustrated, visibly frustrated. I'm gonna act like that, not unenthusiastic. That's what she should have done. Or I guess, once again, partially the director's fault, or whoever wrote the script. Yeah, she's not very good in this film. Not the actress, well, partially the actress. I don't like Astrid in this film. I don't believe their love, Astrid and Hiccup's love in this film. Which is crazy because Astrid and Hiccup's love in this film was kind of speedrun, sorta. Like, it took one flight with Astrid, from Hiccup and Astrid, one flight for her to instantly kiss him on the cheek. That was rough. That was fast. Somehow the live action made it more rough, more unbelievable. Somehow. I don't believe they're in love. Why would you be Hiccup? Why would you be in love with someone who scrutinizes you, huh? Who insults you in front of your face? Come on. Especially considering we saw a hotter lady, your size, your age, in Burke, who has a prosthetic leg. She seems more like your type, maybe. Astrid, get out. Yeah, get out, go away. Now, Fish Legs, played by Julian Dennison. The same actor who played, I think his name is Russell, in Deadpool 2, who has fire powers and free Juggernaut. Him. I think he's the only one I recognize. Actually, no, Nika Parker, I recognize from the show, Last of Us. He's one of the two. He's one of the two. Good performance. He resembles Fish Legs from the 2010 version. I mean, he dresses like him. He acts like him. To be fair, Fish Legs... Oh, to be Fish Legs, you just need to be big, soft, and a nerd. Which the actor in the live action depicted well. Are there better choices? Yes! The problem with this one, though, is the body proportions of the live action. In the animated version, 2010, Fish Legs was big everywhere except his legs. Therefore, Fish Legs. For the live action, he's like average big boy in real life. So, I know it's hard to find these unrealistic body proportions in real life for the live action remake. I was gonna say live adaptation. Technically it is. For a live action remake, well, don't make a live action remake in the first place, but yeah, it's hard to find these unrealistic body proportions. Though I still believe you could find someone who resembles more like fish legs. Especially someone who is blonde. Now Snotlout, played by Gabriel Howell. Same case for fish legs, except his acting is probably the worst out of the bunch. I'm just gonna say it right now. There are legit scenes where it looks like he's squinting his eyes, looking at the script as off camera. He's delivering the lines more so than delivering a performance. Like he would just sit down, say his lines, and barely move. And maybe do this exaggerating facial movements. Like, not Jim Carrey. Know your place, dude. Know your place. To be fair, I checked his the actors the films he's been in. He's been in like 5 or 6, including How to Train Your Dragon. So this is sort of the beginning of his career. So How to Train Your Dragon, the live action, is probably going to spark his career. So I can forgive the actor for that. But come on, he doesn't really look like Snotlout, really. Snotlout's supposed to be like a numbhead, a numbskull. Here he's just annoying. Slap him, he'll probably cry to his daddy who never loved him. Tough Nut. Played by Harry Trevaldwin. I'm gonna say it. He's probably the most accurate looking actor for his role. Just why you gave the twins ginger hair? Why? If you give him blonde hair and actually insert comedy in the live action, he'd be an amazing Tough Nut. He has the looks, he has some of the mannerisms, but you see where Tough Nut and even Rough Nut stands out is when they banter off each other. And, well, that's comedy, right? There is no comedy in this film. They tiled the tone of this film too serious. Even Dean DeBlois says, the director of the film, he aimed to make it more serious, more so than comedy, which felt too cartoonish, which, hate to disagree with you, but no. Comedy does not make the film too cartoonish. It just adds the magic, the flair, and the entertainment. For not just kids, but for everyone else. So the actor had lines where he's funny. No doubt this would be an amazing Tough Nut. Well, this is actually the only live action Tough Nut we had. But no doubt he would perform the best out of everyone as Tough Nut. No doubt. Rough Nut. Played by Browyn James. No. And that's about all the characters who are part of the gang in the live action How to Train Your Dragon. Aside of Hiccup, who I will talk much more about in the next video, alongside Toothless. So overall, I'm not a fan of each of the actors behind each member of the gang, except Harry Trevaldwin as Tough Nut. He's amazing, just give him blonde hair and actually have comedy in the film to make him stand out as he did in the animated version. Other than that, all of them are There are better choices out there. I know for a fact there are better choices out there. So, could have been better, but it's something. I would like to be surprised by the performances in the second film, but that's low. I doubt it, but I would love to be proven wrong, okay? Once again, no hate to any of these actors or actresses. Hate actors and actresses, or no hate to them. No hate to anyone writing the script. No hate. It's okay to be frustrated, but just no harassing, right? No. Harassment can do wonders to a person. Negative wonders, okay? And I don't hate any of them. I don't at all, I swear. I'm just disappointed, alright? Just disappointed. Anyways, Have a great day or night, and I'll see y'all soon. Take care.